All right, can you guys hear me now? Let's see here. I don't know if everyone can hear me. No sound, no sound. Just one moment. All right, can you guys hear me now? Yeah, I think that fixed it. All right, Isaac King says he can hear me now. All right, so I'm just gonna start over here. So Double O is not gonna be joining me today. He's attending a graduation. So what we're going to be looking at today is just Bitcoin technical analysis again, right? I want to take an overview. So there's a couple of things. Obviously, the markets are absolutely bloody red right now, and there is a lot of speculation going on. And hey, I bought 20. First of all, I bought 25k Bitcoin last night. Caught it just right there at the bottom of that week, which I don't even know how I feel because the limit order was much lower than that. But either way, so I'm just going to be looking at some patterns. First of all, technical analysis patterns. We're going to look at the double top and we're going to look at the head and shoulders. And what we have built here essentially is, I guess, a bull case and a bear case for the price action for Bitcoin right now. So the first thing we're going to look at here is the double top. Now in technical analysis, what a double top is this pattern where you reach the price action, hits a peak, right, which is your first stop there, and then it comes back to find support and it tries the peak again, and when it fails the support level the next time, then that drops further down. I want you to pay attention to this because this will come up again when we start looking at the charts, right? The next thing I want to also point out, don't pay attention to the blurriness of the picture, but the head and shoulders pattern. This is where you have two smaller peaks on either side of a very high peak, right? And we're going to be looking for these patterns in the Bitcoin chart and seeing if that is going to be playing a part in the price action over the next couple weeks or month even, right? There's other patterns as well, but we're not going to be going into this. Now, one of the main reasons why we decided to do this as well, we have during the last stream, we actually got a comment from one of the crypto warriors. This is how I know the chat here is heavy, man. And someone said, this was Hardik Diman. He said, what do you guys think about Bitcoin going to 24K and 11K eventually during this bear market? Well, worry not, sir. I have something for you. So let's jump right into the charts here. Sound is working. That's good. Awesome. All right. So on this chart, oh no, wait, that's the wrong chart. I think that's Luna currently going to hell. Wrong chart. All right, so here's the first thing. I'm going to start from here. So I've done a technical analysis on Bitcoin. Essentially, I'm going to spare you guys all the lines and stuff like that, but I pretty much did a technical analysis on Bitcoin from the beginning of time to now, right? Mapped all the support levels there and everything like that. And it ended up with an 80% pullback. Let's just put that there, right? So we're going to be coming back to why I have that 80% pullback on the Bitcoin chart there. Now, on the daily chart, Bitcoin is currently trading at $28,214, which is, if you told me I was going to be buying Bitcoin at 28K, I mean, I would have said no. Did you think you were going to buy Bitcoin at 28K? Let me know in the chat, right? So on the daily chart, we can see that everything is just kind of blown out. I was mapping out the Wyckoff Theory, which is something that I speak about quite a bit these days. I don't know how much longer I'll be speaking about it after this, but I've shown this chart a bunch of times, where we have the Wyckoff Theory, where you have this support and resistance levels going into a pattern that eventually leads to a move up. On the last stream, I mentioned that we're going to be seeing the spring phase of that Wyckoff Theory. Typically, I would expect that to be a pullback to somewhere around, let me move this here. Typically, I expect that to be a pullback to maybe somewhere around where we are, around 29K is really what I had in mind, 30K really. But that is now blown out, right? So I can't really say that that is really working out. And this was my bullish case for Bitcoin, right? Where we have a pullback and then the Wyckoff Theory plays out and then we move up. But as we go into a bigger time frame, I will show you why I think that is no longer going to be the case here. So if we move further down, and I'm just going to jump through a couple charts here. We have this yellow line here on our TA, which, by the way, as things sit right now, right, if we're looking at the Fibonacci, I can't really go off that anymore, right, because that has been blown out as well. I mean, we're at levels, the Fibonacci hasn't even readjusted itself yet. Now it has flipped, right? Typically this would mean, actually, wrong side, it's not flipped. Right, correction. So it's not flipped, right? And so at this point, I can't even go off the Fibonacci because I think it's just going to keep sinking. Now, moving on to a bigger time frame, right? This is where I think some things are very interesting. I guess you would say this is our bear case for Bitcoin, right? So the bullish case was a situation where it plays out the Wyckoff Theory, comes down to about 30K, then we see a bounce from there and start moving up at that point. That would be similar to what we saw on that would be similar to what we saw on something like SPY back in, let's see, 2014. Just gonna show you this here, right? So we had a double top, but on the pullback from that double top, we never made it all the way back to the bottom, right, of the price action there. So this is the bullish case for Bitcoin, which I don't think that's what is going to happen, right? If we were doing that comparison, we'll have a similar situation here on this monthly chart where we have the price action pull back to about 30K, as I mentioned before, and move up. Now, I would like to go into the bearish case for Bitcoin because this is the possibilities of maybe $11,000. That is something that is flying around a lot lately. If we remember the patterns which I showed earlier, right, the double top, right, I think we're seeing that form right now on the Bitcoin monthly chart, right? I'm just gonna draw that here so we can get a better view of that. So that'll be down to there and then back up to 68K. That is where the next top is going to be. Now, that would mean that Bitcoin would have to pull back to about, let's see, 11K, right? That's where that other one starts from. And that would complete a double top pattern. Now, you could also look at this and say, well, you know, the first top there is a bit lower than the top to the right side. Well, that would, now we'll be talking about a head and shoulder situation, right? Which, if we go with a head and shoulder, and this is just speaking from strictly a technical analysis standpoint, right? We would see that if we take that from the same point, from the same base, essentially, that's what that would be, to the previous high, down to the most recent low, if you will, well, not current low, but most recent low, right? And back up to the all-time high, they're at 69K, and back down, we'll see that we're still going to have to end up with, well, the head and shoulders will essentially kind of bring you down to the support level here, which is where we are right now. And then we'll have another move upward, right, towards or close to that, the farthest all-time high there, which is going to be around, let's say 64K, before the move back to 11K. Now, this is just strictly on a technical analysis standpoint, right? Now, the interesting thing is I pointed out 80K at one point, sorry, 80% pullback at one point. If we look at this, we'll see that if Bitcoin was to pull back from the all-time high, 80%, that would leave us around $11,000 Bitcoin right there, right? And and that will rhyme actually with previous 80% pullbacks in the Bitcoin market in the past. So this is not, I wouldn't say this is something that is unusual for Bitcoin. This is what volatility is. This is what Bitcoin does, right? A lot of people are new to this, but you also have to consider all the other factors around it as well, which it is difficult to see how it would go there, but I think it's a possibility. What do you guys think? I mean, let me know down in the comments as well, right? Now, moving on, if you remember, I mentioned just one moment here. Just one moment, just checking the chat. Right, we're all good. Looks like we're all good. All right, now, the other thing as well, other things I'll also point out is the Ttm squeeze. Now, most of you may be familiar with the MACD. This is the same situation, just a lot more compressed, if you will. And we can see that for the first time in a very long time, right, the TTM on the Bitcoin monthly chart, right, is pointing in the wrong direction. I would imagine this is probably what Peter Schiff was looking at as well when he pointed out there was a double top on Bitcoin at some point in the past. Let's see. Xavier Hill says, I think this is the cheapest since 2020. I agree. I would say so. Well, actually, you see, in 2020 we're still below 11K. Well, 19K. Sorry, that's the white line there is 2020, and that's about 19K. So we could make it there. Either way it goes, I think I would keep buying Bitcoin to the bottom, man. What about you guys? Will you buy Bitcoin at 11K or whatever else it goes down to? But we'll keep chugging along. If you guys have any charts you want to look at before we close this one out, definitely let me know in the chat and we'll take a look at it. Right. So other than this, now here's also one important thing I will point out. Despite the outlook on Bitcoin right now, right? Because I'm looking at the chart and honestly, I'm finding it difficult to even see anything positive about it. But looking at this right now, I will still point out that the new bank of where is Nubank? In Brazil, right? One of Warren Buffett's largest investments, right? So that bank is buying Bitcoin. I think, let me see, I don't remember how much Bitcoin that was. Let me check here. All right, so we know Brazil's largest bank, right, Nubank, allocated 1% of its treasury to Bitcoin, and Warren Buffett owns a large share of Nubank. So technically, the main person who says Bitcoin is going to zero owns Bitcoin right now. So, hey, overall, I think I'm still bullish on Bitcoin, but it seems like there's some hard times ahead. That's what I would say for that. Luna. Oh yeah, Luna is easy. We'll just hop over here. I don't know what do we say about Luna, man. Falling to the downside. I don't want to call it can we call it a scam coin at this point? Does Luna qualify as a scam coin at this point? I don't want to offend the Luna people, but because I know people are hurting right now, but it's a tough situation. Personally, I've not really been investing in altcoins that much, but I think this is the death of Luna, man. I don't think this is going to be coming back anytime soon. So big prayers to Luna. It's a good buy at 2 cents. I mean, I would not say so, man. Is there any proof that it's coming back? This thing is ripping to the downside. I mean, considering what is happening right now, I think one of the weird things about the Luna situation, right? We know that these guys are currently trying to print, or at least there's a proposal to essentially print more Luna, right? To have people sell it into USDT. Now, the interesting thing is if your stable coin has been essentially blown up and your ecosystem, Luna, is also spiraling out of control because of the same situation, and you print more Luna, which debases everyone else's value within Luna, how does that work out, right? No one is trying to buy it. Everyone is selling it. So if they're printing more Luna, who exactly are they going to sell it to? I don't think there's anyone there to buy that. So I don't know. That's something I'll stay away from. If there's anything in the market I'll stay away from right now, it's going to be Luna. So there is that. All right, let's check out some comments here. DCA all the way. Absolutely. Crypto Society. DCA. Never stop. We have Johnny Maley says we still have a lot of major support for BTC. I don't know, man. Where? Major support. Hang on. Let's check that out. I think, look, the only major support I see for BTC is right now. Like, if right now it stops falling, right, kind of holds support at this level here, and then moves around, or essentially reverses. But if it continues to break below that 27, I don't know. I don't think that there's going to be any coming back from that one. A couple more comments here before I go. Luna taking a breath like the dude that ran up Dave Chappelle. Oh no, dude, no. Yeah, I have something for that. Just give me a second. I'm becoming one with the soundboard, okay? There we go. You got it. That was LB Crypto, by the way. Let's see. I like BTC to the range between 1,400 and 3,000. Oh wow! For a while after the drop finishes, 1,400 and 3,000. That's tough, my guy. I don't know if he's gonna make it there, but hey, if it's there, man, guess what? I'm buying. Do we have a good volume for BTC? Let's see. Good volume for BTC. I wouldn't say so. Selling volume, but Luna trying to copy the Fed. Only the Fed can Fed. Hey, guys, that was funny. Oh, 30,000. I got you, Junior. I got you. 30,000 for sure. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this has been fun. I'm going to close this one out here because I'm pretty sure the gentleman of crypto is going to be coming on pretty soon here. This has been awesome. Let us know. Catch us on Twitter, man. StackFin. Tweet us on Twitter. Let us know if there's any coins you would like us to check out on the show. So, we'll have that set up before we get going. But until next time, hope you guys have an amazing day. Average down on Bitcoin. Brazen out.